The Dallas Mavericks have won 9 out of their last 10 games, and while the play of both Luka, Doncic, and Kyrie Irving has been the primary driving force of this team's success, another big factor for Dallas has been the play of PJ Washington, who individually may not put up the most eye-catching numbers, but when looking closer at the film, PJ might have the most impact for Dallas on both ends of the court. Now defensively, the first thing that stands out with PJ's game is going to be his length. Washington has a ridiculous 7'2" wingspan, which by itself is enough to make him a really effective weak side defender, being able to rotate across and provide extra resistance around the basket. You'll see the Mavs here have a brief defensive breakdown, with 2 players being pulled towards the ball, but from the opposite side of the paint, notice how PJ is going to slide down and eliminate the shot. And that extra size and length that Washington provides around the basket also allows the Mavs to run some more aggressive pick and roll coverages, because if the ball handler is able to hit the roller, the Mavs still have another line of resistance around the basket. On this play, you'll see the Mavs blitz Tyrese Maxey off his screen, and even with this big catching with the runway to charge downhill, PJ still has the size and length to wall off this drive. And then on top of that backline rim protection, PJ also has the foot speed to step out and guard on the perimeter, where he has the balance and stability to slide with quicker guards, to then use his length to disrupt the shot. You'll see him here defending Jaylen Brown in transition, and Brown initially makes a nice move, getting to this left hand in and out. Then he picks up and extends the ball away from PJ's length, but as soon as Brown brings the ball down to his inside hip, Washington can easily swipe the ball free. When guarding out beyond the 3, Washington is great at simply keeping the ball in front, where he can then use that length to extend up and bother the shot. And because PJ has a freakishly long wingspan, he can afford to give quicker guards a cushion off the bounce. And when they decide to rise up, PJ can easily extend out and alter the shot. And that length and mobility also carries over to PJ's gap defense, where he has the ability to slide down and put himself in deep help position to then scramble and recover back out to the perimeter. You'll see him here slide down to the nail, preventing the ball handler from turning the corner off the screen. And from this spot, PJ can easily recover back out and contest the shot. So overall, PJ Washington is the wing defender that the Mavericks desperately missed at this time last year. I think Washington has the physical tools and feel to be really effective defending both on and off the ball. And that defensive versatility is going to bring a ton of value to Dallas in the postseason.
Kuminga, and it's blocked by Washington.
Now, when moving on and looking at PJ's offense, I think he does his best work in transition. Last year, Dallas had some of the worst transition numbers across the league, which is normally the case for a Luka Doncic offense. But this year, they've clearly taken a big step forward, and I think Washington definitely plays a big factor in that. On the break, PJ typically fills a lane ahead of the ball, where he can then catch with some momentum going towards the basket. When playing with a head of steam, PJ can generate a ton of force off the floor, being able to catch and attack into open space, where he can then simply explode up and create a finishing angle. You'll see him here catch and take one dribble into this gap, and from this spot, PJ has the lift to rise up and get this layup over traffic. PJ also has plenty of on-ball skills to lead the break himself, where he can easily attack the backpedaling defense and pick up into a finish. And that pace also makes it tougher for the defense to get matched up, which allows PJ to get these cross matchups on the break. You'll see him here get matched up against the smaller Fred VanVleet, and watch PJ just take one dribble downhill to then pick up over him for this right-left euro and get this soft floater over the top. You'll see him here catch and attack into this defender's gravity, and watch him veer back across towards the right side of the rim to create a finishing angle. Now in the half court, PJ does a big chunk of his work roaming and cutting off the ball, Dallas loves to run these off-ball screening actions on the weak side of the floor, and PJ's good at making the simple reads and cutting into open space, where he can then catch and lean back on his athleticism to finish. You'll see Kyrie here set the screen for PJ on the block, and the lazy coverage by Golden State leads to an easy catch and finish. On this play, notice how this defender roams off of PJ, allowing him to simply cut behind and get another easy 2 points. When playing around the basket, PJ also has really good touch, with these extended out 8 to 10 foot floater and push shots, where PJ can simply attack into open space to then come to a 2-foot stop and rise up for a soft floater. You'll see him here attack this defender's top foot closing out. And as the defense tries to recover back down and meet Washington at the rim, PJ is going to simply stop and pop this 10-foot push shot. I also like this play here, where PJ catches with a towering Porzingis waiting for him in the paint. So Washington is going to take one dribble uphill to then quickly pop up into this runner. Now, many of these buckets may not be super eye-catching or flashy, but it still brings a ton of value to the Mavs offense, because they've already got two of the league's best on-ball creators, and having a guy like Washington who can fill in the cracks and scrap for easy points will go a long way for Dallas' offense. And then on top of that, PJ still has the physical tools and skill to punish teams who try to throw a weaker defender on him.
Washington steamrolls Steph.
Another really important element to PJ's offensive game is going to be his outside shooting. The Mavs obviously love to space the floor and give their playmakers room to work, and Washington being able to knock down spot-up threes is going to be huge for Dallas' offense come playoff time, because that in return will give Kyrie and Luka the space they need to create, and both of those guys also have the ability to punish off-ball defenders for overcommitting and help. You'll see Klay Thompson here slide down into the paint to provide extra help on this Luka ball screen, but Doncic from this spot can whip this one-hand laser over to PJ in the corner. Now, in Washington's 24 games with Dallas so far, he is shooting below 33% from 3, which isn't the best overall percentage, but over the last 7 games, that number has taken a pretty big jump. If Washington can consistently be a reliable floor spacer, along with his ability to score in transition and by cutting off the ball, that by itself will make him a great offensive piece to have alongside Kyrie and Luka in the postseason. So overall, PJ Washington brings a ton of value to the Mavs on both ends of the court. His defensive impact both on and off the ball is going to be vital for Dallas throughout the postseason. And then offensively, PJ has a well-rounded skill set, which allows him to seamlessly fit alongside Dallas' other playmakers. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think of PJ Washington's game. The Kids Here.